Welcome to Borgo, out for the...
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jason Plays back in this jank with another video. But before we jump into the news, I need to switch over into game mode. Dang, I can get used to this. Damn, this jank crazy, yo. Alright, so we just gonna hop right into the news. So, Xbox closed 4 of their first party studios just a few days ago. These studios include Arkane Austin, Alpha Dog Studios, Tango GameWorks, and Roundhouse Games. Now, Arkane Austin is most recently known for their release of Redfall, which turned out to be disastrous. Tango GameWorks is probably known a little more for them doing games like The Evil Within, Ghostwire Tokyo, and the most recently critically acclaimed hifirush. Alpha Dog Studios and Roundhouse Studios are studios that were acquired during the Bethesda ZeniMax acquisition, and these two studios primarily focus on iOS and Android games. So everyone understands that Redfall was a failure, but a game like hifirush, just when it was recently released on the PlayStation 5 console, hifirush took one of the top spots in the top selling games for that month for PlayStation. What's scary is that Microsoft had this plan with Game Pass where they're acquiring all of these studios, and then they're saying that the Game Pass model is also profitable. So as they put games into the system in which people pay a subscription to access these games, what happens is that you cannibalize a lot of the sales from the game because people who are subscribed just go ahead and play the game, which is great for consumers, but it's actually being a bad thing for developers. There has been a lot of people who have made educated guesses about Game Pass and saying that the Game Pass model would not be able to survive for an extended period of time unless they are able to continue to have a rapid and steady growth of subscribers. The problem is that the subscriber count has been slowing down and it may have reached its saturation point. So for this reason, you started to see Microsoft take some of their titles and move them to competing platforms. Ori and the Blind Forest being present on the Nintendo Switch, and then you have Minecraft, which is on all consoles, as well as now Sea of Thieves, which is accessible on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, also hifirush. So if you've been paying attention to some of these moves that Microsoft has been making, you can kind of see the writing on the wall. Now, this problem is not just a Microsoft problem as far as companies having to spread themselves out and be available on more platforms, because you also see PlayStation, a lot of their first party franchises and putting them on the PC. It's just that at the rate that PlayStation is doing this at this point, they're not putting games like Spider-Man or God of War on PC day and date with the console. They typically stay one game behind on the PC, but even their strategy may be soon to change because the recent release of the Sony PlayStation exclusive Helldivers was actually a great success, and they also had launched that game on PC day and date with the PlayStation console, and now they are saying that majority of the people that are playing Helldivers 2 is now on the PC platform. But anyway, back to Xbox. So with games like hifirush, for example, that everyone seemed to love, and it was also critically acclaimed by the industry, obviously the game did not recoup enough sales in order for the developer to continue to exist. So now the question that everybody is asking is, what constitutes a successful game? Phil Spencer has said many times that he was allowing the developers that they had acquired to work on projects that they wanted to do instead of breaking the teams down and moving them into franchises that generate money consistently like Call of Duty, for example, in which they did allow the teams to do that, so that you did get games like hifirush, you did get games like Redfall, you have games coming like Avowed. But the thing is that the cost of developing these games is so expensive that if the game doesn't become a hit, then a lot of times the studio may have to close down. People got to remember that Microsoft is a software company first, and that Xbox is just a small division of the Microsoft company. What it most likely boils down to is people over Phil Spencer are basically saying that they don't see where this Xbox model is producing enough revenue, and maybe that they're losing money, and that something has to be done. Unfortunately, people have to lose their jobs. And in addition, there have been reports saying that Xbox may also be in the range of closing even more studios. So how do you think the developer like Ninja Theory feels right now, where their game Hellblade 2 is set to release in about 2 weeks? So would it be safe to say that if this game doesn't meet the metric of sales that Microsoft is projecting, that a team like Ninja Theory may not have a job as well? It's a very fragile situation for them to be a part of. You know, these companies got bought out by Microsoft thinking that they were going to have a lot of continued support, resources, and things to help them produce the games that they actually want to make. But now it seems like if they can't make a hit game, it's over with. So now it's kind of has transitioned. It's not really Xbox gaming anymore. It's now Microsoft gaming. And people over the gaming division are now making decisions that they feel is best for the company. So the identity of Xbox is definitely changing at this time. I wouldn't be surprised if other games like Halo Infinite and other franchises like Gears of War actually make their way to competing platforms sometime in the near future. So the other thing I want to jump into is the Nintendo Switch 2. So we've been having rumors about the Nintendo Switch 2 for the past 4 years, and now it seems that finally the Nintendo Switch 2 will be making its debut at some time around or before March 2025. There has been a few new updated leaks that have made it to the internet. Now these leaks here are more geared towards specifications of the platform. Now remember, these are leaks and you are to take these with just a grain of salt. They said the screen will be an 8-inch LCD at least on one of the launch models. It will use 3.5 version of DLSS to improve performance and support ray tracing. It will also contain 12 gigabytes of LPDDR5X RAM, 256 gigabytes of UFS 3.1 internal storage. So UFS storage is kind of like a mobile version of an SSD. It's not quite the speed of an SSD that you'll find in your laptop, but it's damn near the same. They're also stating that the Joy-Cons will attach to the console by magnets in some way. It will be completely backwards compatible with original Switch games, physical and digital, and will connect via Bluetooth to the original Joy-Cons and controllers. So that's also a good thing, that you'll still be able to use your existing controllers into the next generation, which Nintendo has kind of been doing this for a while. The system will also be able to support 4K when in dock mode, and the chipset that it uses is the NVIDIA Tegra T239 if you want to do some research. As far as what I understand, this chipset is somewhere in the range of a PlayStation 4. And remember, the PlayStation 4 still ran games like The Last of Us 2, Spider-Man, the newest installment of Horizon, etc. So that amount of power with the DLSS to clear up the picture and on a small form factor is definitely pretty good. Other potential leaks were that there's an integrated microphone. Sega, Atlas, Capcom, EA, Bandai Namco, Square Enix, Koei Tecmo will immediately support the console, which means that they will probably have games ready at launch or inside the launch window. There will be a new physical cartridge format, so I'm sure that collectors will be happy about that. And the size of the console will be somewhere between the original Switch console and a Steam Deck, so probably more closer to the size of a ROG Ally. And if you're not familiar with a ROG Ally is, it's a portable PC in the form of a gaming handheld, just like the Steam Deck, but it's Windows based for expandable storage. So it's possible that the current SD cards that we're currently using may not work, because this new SD card format will launch later this year and it will be more expensive. And initially, these SD cards will be limited to a capacity of 256 gigabytes. But that's all I got for this video. So how do you feel about Xbox closing 4 studios and potentially closing more studios? And also the Nintendo Switch leaks. Do you think that these leaks are credible? Do these specifications sound like what the Switch 2 would or could be on its launch within the next 20-25 months? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like the new format of this video, also let me know that in the comments below. Yeah, we gaming ghosts.
I'm walking the bull, out for the. I'm walking the bull, out for the.